This video is sponsored by Blood Servants, the upcoming cooperative hack-and-slash dungeon crawler. Head on over to their Steam page now to sign up for their playtest. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Hidden Gems. It is your weekly show, your weekly dose of Hot Monday energy. My name is Marty Sleva. I'm joined by Jess Hoops. Casey and Jesse
Hello.
are off on assignment. That's an exciting thing to say, right? Like on assignment. It's like they're like journalists.
On assignment, yeah.
Like covering a war or something. Casey and Jesse are out filming Adventures Night Season 4. So we knew that you all still wanted your Hot Monday energy, so we're here, and I'm playing a video game that this is going to be a spoiler. I already know if this game's a hidden gem because I've played it like 10 times and I fucking love it. So I don't know if that goes against like the ethics of hidden gems. Like, do you think I'm gonna get in trouble?
I kind of think all bets are off when I almost just said JC.
It's hard to say their names.
Look what you've done.
It? It is really hard to say their names.
Apparently, it is. Yeah. I didn't know this game existed, so at least to me, it is hidden.
So you're
I know that doesn't mean a whole lot.
No, this is great.
Because anytime anyone ever asks, like, "Oh, have you played this game?" the answer is usually no.
No. So I feel like we already know my answer is yes, is the hidden gem. But in 2 hours, you'll be able to weigh in and say, I, Jess Hoops, believe this is a hidden gem, or I, Jess Hoops, think that these fish are dumb, and they need to go back to where they came from, which is the ocean.
Yeah, I will tell you one of those two things.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Chat, let us know how, first off, we were in a mode called meditate mode. Throughout the game, you can unlock little, like, just scenes, and you could just almost have like a screensaver of just fish hanging out with music, which is nice. More games need to have that, little screensavers. And chat, let us know how our volumes are. Let us know how my volume is. Let us know how Jess's volume is. Let us know how the game's volume is. Jess is not the one playing because literally the hosting of these streams are scary and confusing, and Jess can attest that minutes before we went live, I was just hitting buttons and I didn't know what to do. It was bad.
Yeah, I refuse to put myself in that situation just yet.
I don't blame you.
I don't have enough incentive to
I don't blame you.
It looks terrifying.
I barely have enough incentive. And then they're like, you kind of need to. Like, it's your job. I'm like, oh, dang. About even isn't much of a height difference volume. Great. Volumes are good. We did it. We figured it out. So, Abzu, this is, have you ever heard of the game Journey? About the person
Are you asking me?
A sand.
Or
yes, correct.
Just generally.
Correct.
I've played Journey.
Okay,
so
great.
If this is anything like Journey, it's probably a gem of some sort.
This is one of the art directors of Journey left that game company, the name of the Journey developer, after Journey, and formed their own studio called Giant Squid, and this was Giant Squid's first game. So this is very much, this is Journey but underwater, and I'm not being reductive. Like, this has like the Journey DNA in it. So in a very nice way, this is Journey but underwater.
Very appropriate studio name there.
Of Giant Squid, yeah.
Giant Squid.
So they've only released 2 games so far. They did this in 2016, and then a great game, another hidden gem, if I do say so myself, in 2020 called The Pathless, which was much more of a kind of like Shadow of the Colossus like. It was you played this like stranger in a weird land who had to kill these like 5 large beasts. Also an absolute banger. But this is Abzu. This is, for my money, I think this is the greatest swimming video game ever made.
Ooh, high praise.
I'm really bummed that I can't share the music with you. Every once in a while, just tune into the stream because the music's very good. Or just like Google Abzu soundtrack and just listen to it softly as we're talking. Because Abzu sounds.
I might do that.
Abzu sounds so. The soundtrack is so good. I believe it is also by Austin Wintory, the composer of. The composer of
Journey.
Yeah.
That was also a phenomenal soundtrack.
That's how, like,
I believe the only
one of the
Grammy award-winning soundtrack before they made a category for video game soundtracks.
That's a good fun fact.
Yeah.
Did you? I had a fun fact earlier.
I don't think I made that up.
So I had a fun fact earlier. I'm sorry if anyone watched Windbreakers, because I'm just going to repeat my fun fact. That I don't know if it's true, but I heard it and I want it to be true. So we had a president like 100 years ago or so named Taft.
That is unfortunately true.
That is true. And he was known for a lot of things. He was like a big dude and everything. But the thing I found fascinating is he was at a baseball game, just attending a baseball game. 2/3 through, obviously, you gotta stand up. You gotta get the blood circulating. He just stood up to stretch. Everyone in the stadium, out of respect for the president, also stood up and stretched in the middle of the 7th inning, and that was the creation of the 7th inning stretch in baseball. Baseball games now around the world, during the 7th inning, they have a little moment where everyone gets up and stretches. It's called the seven.
Had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah, look at that. And that Taft gave it to us. So, shout out to you, Taft. I don't know what you did. I can't name a single thing you did in terms of policy. And I'm going to be honest, I probably disagreed with some of it. Some of it's pretty bad. But in terms of stretching, as someone who's a big fan of stretching, great job.
Stretching is good.
Yeah, I like it when chat reminds us to stretch during streams, which is always good. 2 hours is fine. You don't need to stretch during a 2-hour stream. However, if you're doing like a 3 or 4 hour stream, you got to get that blood circulating. Oh my god, the music's
got a couple of donations already.
King
Dead 42 with $5. Marty's video about Journey during the lockdown is something I still go back to regularly.
Oh, that's really nice of you.
More characters. So happy Monday energy. Oh, thank you.
HME. Thank you. Yeah, I replayed Journey during in the very early weeks of the pandemic, probably like 2 months into the pandemic. I replayed Journey and it hit me weirdly hard because I played alongside a stranger, and I was like, man, I haven't like talked to humans in like a while. Did that come through on the stream? So that is a notification from my personal stream that is not anywhere on this. That is not on this OBS file. So, like the way that the Jack donation comes to my stream, this for some reason came there. That is Titus from Final Fantasy X. At one scene, he laughs really hard, and that was his laugh. And I don't like that appeared on the stream.
I thought it was Nick up to some shenanigans. That's just usually my assumption. If a random sound
sound happens, it shouldn't be happening. Just because something's on one of the other scenes, why is it happening on this scene? That seems like it should be illegal. I don't know if illegal, but you know who wouldn't allow it? Taft. Taft wouldn't allow
it. We don't know that.
The one political stance I know Taft had is no grab assing during official streams. Taft was a real stickler for the rules.
Got you. The more you know.
Exactly.
And the second donation from Gelden Yetic to view this game in a post Dave the Diver world, which is another game I haven't played yet.
Interesting.
Have you played Dave the Diver?
I have, yeah. I put probably like 15 hours into it last year when I feel like Dave the Diver fever took over the world. It was really enjoyable. It did become one of those games where it just felt like doing a bunch of chores. It was like, all right, I have to do my underwater chores, and then I do my above water chores, and then I do my sushi restaurant chores, and then I do my eco-terrorism chores. And at a certain point, I was just like, I just kind of want to play a game. But I did like Dave the Diver. Do you have games like
I
that where
believe-
like you played a little too much and you start to like fall out of love with it? And you're like, ooh, I probably should have like cut my relationship short with this game.
Yeah, I mean, there have been some games where I felt I probably should. Don't always do, but you know, sometimes I like games where
Yeah.
you're doing chores. It beats doing real life chores, that's for sure.
Yeah, why? It's almost annoying that doing chores in games can be more enjoyable than doing chores in real life, because you're like, I should probably be putting this effort and this kind of mind space, like my headspace towards clearing out my basement, which I have said I was going to do for several years.
Does anyone clear out their basement though? I mean, I know some people do, but
I mean, I should. I want to.
Quintuple A's $2 said, "Sorry, Marty, I had to see if it still worked." So
Yeah,
I don't know
real-
if they're responsible.
It sounds like something Quintuple's responsible for, and I'm going to tell you, Quintuple, that was some real scampy energy right there. Okay, I got lost in all the excitement, but I know where I'm going now. I have to follow the fish, which seems like a good frame of logic for fish games, or at least underwater games as a whole. Have you played any what's the big underwater game, the survival one, Subnautica? I've never played it.
Subnautica.
Seems
I haven't. That's another one I have that I feel like I played like maybe 10 minutes of it one time back on the Switch when I was still using my Switch. I just feel like I got stuck somewhere like within the first 10 minutes and was like, I'll pick this up later. And then I just
famous
never
last
did,
words.
so.
Never coming back to it.
I have it on Switch and PC, so I have no excuse really.
What's your general temperature on the sea?
Sorry, on what?
The sea. Like the ocean. Are you there's some people who are just like, fucking absolutely not, get me out of there. And then there's other people who are like, yes, let me live among the tortoises and the human folk.
I don't know. I never have any real desire to like go to the beach or anything, but I also will like watch a bunch of underwater documentaries, etc. So
there's
there's
at least a curiosity, a fascination.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
I feel that way about space. I love hearing about space, but if someone was like, "Hey, we can send you into space," I'd be like, "Absolutely not." I'm absolutely
that's
not
a step
going
too far.
Yeah.
That's a few steps too far. Yeah. I had this like really probably cringeworthy obsession with sharks when I was a kid.
Okay.
Like
okay.
I remember I had this like binder
Okay.
and I'd like sketch sharks and like write down shark facts.
This sounds great. This sounds
like,
great.
Yeah. So
were they shark facts that you like looked up, or were you kind of making up like
oh no,
freewheeling
I
jazz riffing on shark facts?
Oh no.
Okay.
They were facts as far as I know. But
I mean, sharks are cool.
Yeah.
Sharks feel like one of those animals that like that I feel like that's got to be like a top 5 animal that kids become excited for, like sharks and dinosaurs, right?
It's fair.
Lions, probably.
Yeah. I just remember like all my like little class projects I had to do were consistently shark themed for like it probably had to be like at least 2 years. So it was a bit much probably, but hey, there are less healthy obsessions to have, I suppose.
Yeah, no, that's a great obsession.
I was like, I'm gonna be a marine biologist or something until I realized that's science.
That's too
and
much
we don't
science.
do that.
That's science, and we can't do that. Have you encountered sharks, whether in real life or like have you watched a lot of like shark media? Have you done like Jaws?
Oh yeah. Not like all of it. I wouldn't consider myself like a shark media aficionado or anything, but that is one of the categories of movies that I know it's going to be bad, and I also know I'm going to enjoy it anyway, and that's pretty consistent from one movie to another. So yeah, I love a good shark horror movie. People are saying Shark Week, yes, all that. All the shark media.
It's always a horror movie. Do you think that's like offensive? Do you think sharks are looking at that and being like, "Why, like Spielberg? What have you done to us? Like, why?
It could be.
Why did you turn us into man-eaters?" Because I don't think sharks are like any more I think I was just about to lie. I was gonna say sharks aren't any more dangerous than like regular fish, but that was probably like absolutely a lie.
It's probably
right?
not the first lie we've told on stream.
No,
already, so
honestly, the
let's go
Taft thing
for
is
it.
probably a lie. If I'm being honest.
That's what I was thinking of
Yeah.
specifically. Wasn't gonna call you out, but I think it was obvious.
I didn't tell it as a lie. If I was told it as a lie, I was lied to. So we're all victims here.
Yeah, and you prefaced it by saying you don't actually know if it's triggers.
And I can't
So,
even remember. I found out about it this
not
weekend,
like-
but I don't remember where.
It's fine.
Which makes it seem like I just dreamt about it, or like a stranger came up to me at a bar and like whispered it in my ear and then disappeared into the crowd. Speaking of sharks, this fucking
Hey,
guy
that's how
ate one
you
of my
find
robots.
out all the coolest facts.
This shark ate one of my robots. There was a shark game someone
What are
mentioned in
you
the chat.
doing with those robots?
We unearthed them from the ground, and they're like our like little navigation buddies, like our kind of our AI companions who are like our R2D2
like-
and our C3PO. They're like getting shit done. So like we got the like there's this like crazy spaceship or something. Our little companion can probably interact with that because he knows what's going on because he's a robot. He speaks robot. Oh, he got captured.
This is very clearly connected to Journey. The Journey vibes are strong.
It very much seems like either this was where Journey took place and then the waters receded, or at some point there was a great storm and it flooded the Journey land. Like it just seems like it's one of those
Yeah.
two.
Either or.
Yeah.
A couple more donations. Darwin's Dummy, $2. Better sharks than cocaine or cocaine sharks. That is true.
I feel like they can make. I mean, if Cocaine Bear worked, I feel like they could do Cocaine Shark, right?
Yeah,
What's
probably.
stopping them? Spielberg.
And Eric with 20. Eric, what is your currency? I always forget. But anyway, stop it. With some Baby Shark lyrics that I'm not going to give you the satisfaction
You know
of
what's crazy?
singing or even saying out loud.
I don't think I've ever heard Baby Shark. I found out about Baby Shark when they appeared at one of the Super Bowl halftime shows, and people reference Baby Shark a lot, but I just don't know what it is. Also, this shot was literally a shot from Journey. I'm just still amazed. I'm like that little
now that you
horizontal
said that,
one.
I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, totally. I have heard Baby Shark referenced in a court case while I was on jury duty, so that's something I never thought would happen.
I was gonna laugh at that, but I feel like it's
I
gonna be a
shouldn't.
sad case.
I
feel like if a
I don't
children's
know,
song is involved in a court case, then it's a sad court case.
It took everybody off guard.
Okay.
That's for sure.
It had a twist.
How
How long were, without going into
just
it?
like
How
the
long
mere
were
mention.
How long were the was it like 12 Angry Men? Were you guys like smoking heaters in the deliberation room for like a week?
It was very quick.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It
Everyone
was
just
a
went
quick
with-
one. It was a unanimous decision. But yeah, I won't go into any sort of details except that Baby Shark was mentioned.
Are you still friends with any of
And
the jurors?
nobody. No. I mean, it was a nice group of people. It was all women, which struck me as interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like that doesn't happen a
Just
lot.
statistically, that's interesting.
Um,
Yeah. Did you guys get lunch provided?
No.
What's going on? Why
And
didn't
in
you get lunch?
fact, I was almost late getting back to the courtroom because my lunch took forever to come out, and everyone else's. It was one of those like grab and go places that's supposed to be like super quick.
Yeah, and then
So everyone got
never
theirs
is.
within like 5 minutes, and I was still sitting there after like 25 minutes or something.
Do you know what
so-
happens if you're late? If you're late, if you're a juror and you're late after lunch, then you get put on the defense. Like
Yeah,
you,
I mean-
you are now culpable of whatever crime the person committed.
That's exactly what I was afraid
Yeah.
of. So I took like 2 bites of my lunch and hightailed it out of there. So I got back in time.
There you go.
Didn't get to finish my lunch. Very unfortunate.
It's the one that got away, the to-go sandwich that got away.
Yeah, it was pretty good. From the like 2 bites I shoved in my mouth as I was running.
I've never had jury duty, and it kind of bums me out. I feel like it'd be fun. It'd be like an experience. Am I supposed to be going down here?
It was actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
What really kills the mood is the like 6 hours you spend waiting to know if you're even going to be on the panel or not.
Sure.
I read a book though, and that was the first time I'd read a book in a long time.
That's good.
So,
You're not allowed to like have
so it was
phones,
productive.
right? You can't like you can't bring a Switch into court.
I think people had phones. I think you probably could have when you're just like in the room waiting. There were like 50 people there, and then I forget how many get chosen.
12.
Very few. Most people got to go home quite early. And I, of course, was one of the lucky ones who got to stay all day.
Were you too honest? Was that your problem?
Apparently.
Yeah. You have to tell some absolutely salacious lie.
I have to have
in
all
order to get
kinds
this
of
done.
biases, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta go up there and say, I don't trust anyone in this room.
Yeah.
And my verdict is guilty, and I
Yeah.
don't need to hear anything else. Thank you.
I don't trust anyone in this post-Taft world. Fish. I saw you were playing. You started playing Octopath Traveler 2. What are your thoughts
yeah.
so far? I haven't played that at all. I own it though, and I feel
think
like
it's-
I need to.
Yeah, I recommend it. I put like close to 40 hours into it pretty shortly after it came out, I think. And then again, one of those things I put down with every intention of picking back up and just
Yeah.
never happened, and too much time passed and I forgot what was going on with the story. So I figured I need to give it another start because it's very good.
Yeah,
It's very much like the first game, but improved. It's not that different, but that's a good thing, I think, because I thought the first game was great as well. There's just a little more... There's some, like, mechanics that are cleaned up and added, and it seems like there's more attention paid to the stories as
good.
well, which is nice.
Yeah, its whole
Yeah.
like kind of the hook is that it's like 8 separate stories, right? That all eventually intertwine or somewhat intertwine. Right?
Somewhat, yeah. So you haven't played the first one either? I
No.
take it, or-
Which I don't know. I feel like they're just like weird blind spots for me that I've owned but not played, considering I like all the games they're based on.
Yeah, very good. You definitely don't need to play the first one before playing the second. But yeah, it's like
are they
8
linked at
characters. They
all?
each have their own story. I don't know if I got far enough to know that.
Okay.
There is like something
Sure.
in the first game that ties them together. It's not like anything super important to the plot or anything that comes up until like post game even.
Yeah.
So it's more just about you've got 8 people, they've all got their own story, and you can have any mixture of them, any 4 of them in your party at a time. But something the second game does that I don't think the first does is there will be like little side quests, for lack of a better term, that involve 2 of the characters that are like specifically interlinked between those 2 characters.
Oh, so it kind of like creates a web of all the characters and.
Yeah, exactly. So that was nice to see. It seemed like they were making more of an effort to have these people actually interact with and care about each other.
Yeah.
Whereas in the first one, it did kind of feel like kind of just 8 people who happen to be traveling together, but they don't know or care
Sure.
much about each other.
I love how those games look. I love that 2D HD or whatever it is, 2.5D. That look is just like,
Yeah.
it's just gorgeous to me. I feel like truly timeless.
I enjoy it quite a lot as well.
I'd tell you what we're doing here.
You just did something.
But I'm not, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure. We're like raising the water level in these places, but we're underwater. So I don't know how you raise water underwater. I think it's sort of the whole like, listen, this place has been fucked up probably by, I'm gonna be honest, this is probably mankind. I think mankind or alien kind started mucking around the environment, and I think our job is to breathe some life back into it. I think us and our robots are befriending the fish and like bringing the clean water back, because we made this like sort of life pool rise up. So I think ultimately we're doing good. I'm gonna hope we're doing a positive and not a negative. And if we're doing a negative, we probably won't know until after the stream's done. So we can just leave this stream ignorant.
That would feel pretty crazy in the context of this game, but
yeah,
you never know, I guess.
There's really no way to know. Yeah, this is also like Journey. This is a relative. Oh, look at this place. It's like a bathhouse. This is there's your shark. Look. Just sharks.
Ooh. I mean, it's a shark mural.
Do you think this is better or worse than your shark murals as a child?
It looks just like it.
Yeah, sharks are pretty. I'm gonna be honest. Sharks, like in terms of like drawing 101 for kids, a shark is a pretty good thing to draw just because it's kind of a couple basic shapes put together. But then you can knock it down. You can get perspective down. You can put some cool teeth on it. All right, I'm on Team Shark now. I'm feeling it. You know what I'm not crazy about? What's going on with these dolphins? What are they up to? I don't think everyone's like they're as smart as people. No, they're not. Let's get out of here. What are all these fish doing?
I thought you meant that there were specifically dolphins here right now, and I was like, man, I'm not seeing any dolphins.
Oh no! I mean, some of these might be dolphins.
There's some dolphins.
I mean, these are like small whitefish.
Some kind of mammal looking.
Yeah, they got some of these they're like swordfishes or sturgeons.
Swordfish, yeah.
Yeah.
Big fish.
Just large fish.
Do you know what you're trying to do right now? I feel like I would be very confused, but also
just pressing on. Yeah, I believe I'm continually trying to find these alien artifacts to turn on, turn off, something. We want to make the artifacts work or not work.
Got it.
Yeah, one of the two. So we go in the ship. It's gonna steal my little man. So now I'm without my second buddy. So I went from having two buddies to no buddies, which this is a humbling teachable moment in the world of Abzu. I think one of the reasons I like the swimming in this game is, well, it's just very sort of intuitive and like balletic, I guess, but also because so many games I think do swimming terribly. Like games that are not traditionally swimming games, the second your character is in water, it's like, this is what has happened to my beautiful game. Why am I underwater? Why does this feel like this? But I guess that's one of the
I'm sure the music is adding a lot that I'm missing. I'm gonna turn on the stream volume for a sec just to experience.
Okay, everyone be quiet just so Jess can listen.
Shh.
Oh shit, I need to get my robot back. They took my robot.
Well, Twitch was not behaving, so I heard very little of the music.
Picture the sounds you hear when you die and go to heaven. That's what Abzu sounds like. You probably don't know what that sounds like, because that's not a real sound. It's just very nice. I don't know.
Yeah,
nice.
I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, bucket list. Okay, so we gotta get these chains. These chains are fucked up. Right now, these chains are messed up, and we gotta unchain. So I think we have to follow the chains. I also need my robots back. Imagine not having your robots. Okay, I'm coming. I'm coming for the robots.
You used to have twice as many robots.
I can't believe I have 0 robots now. Oh.
Oh, you have, yeah. You don't even have one?
No, I don't have any.
That's too bad.
I don't have any robots, but I have big muscles and I could do a good chain cranking, and I think we're opening this door. Yeah, Gildan, that's actually pretty spot on. It's the music feels very Fantasia-ish, if you've ever seen the Disney movie Fantasia, which is just pulling in sort of atmospheric classical music.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. Chains, I'm coming for you. Oh my god, I think I might have found a robot. We're doing it. We're bringing a robot back. Oh my god, look at us. He's back. I don't know if it's the same robot or if it's just a different robot. But I'm gonna be honest, they all seem very nice. You know what really does it for me? Little anthropomorphic robots. I think they're very cute and I like them. In any media, give your main character a little robot pal.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone complain about a little robot. I certainly don't.
And if they are complaining about it, then just get them out of here. They don't need to be.
Yeah.
Their opinions are invalid. All right, I got my little robot.
They don't even need to be anthropomorphic necessarily, even if it's just like a little sphere guy following you around. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's kind of cute.
Little BB-8 from the new Star Wars movies. He's very cute. And he's just an orb with like a half an orb on top of him.
I'd argue that he's especially cute.
Yeah, he's just a circle
among
with
the
another half
cutest.
circle.
Why are these doors set up like this? Who did this and why?
And were they very large? Because like these doors are very large, like much larger than. I'm assuming we are normal human sized. I mean, I guess we don't know that we're humans. We're humanoid. We got 2 arms, 2 legs. I mean, I guess so do dogs, but we look more like a human than a dog, I would say, in the grand scheme of things. Ryendo, Marty, I mean no offense, but you look incredibly high. You can't just come up to someone at work and say that to them. Ryendo! No, I'm not high, it's just dark. It's just dark and my bad vision means I'm squinting. Ryendo. I can't believe it. You know who wouldn't approve of
that
this?
feeling.
President Taft. President Taft had a strict no calling people high when they're not high rule. And that's how he became president. No, but in dim light situations, my very poor vision means I am generally squinting. So if anyone's ever watched any of my personal streams at night or any of my streams with Casey, I'm almost always squinting. Not like a noticeable squint, but like a heavy eye. You know, heavy eyes. It's also the end of a day and I'm just getting old and tired. I'm just always tired. This fucking life, man. This life is weighing on us.
Relatable.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's asked me if I'm high yet, but I've definitely done some squinting and some trying and failing to focus in the past few weeks because I've got old contacts in.
Oh,
this
that's never
prescription
good.
isn't right.
That's never good.
I'm finally getting some good ones soon, whenever they're mailed to me. But for now, these are probably like at least 3 years old.
Man,
so they're like not good enough, but they're functional. Yeah.
I do not. If I had to go back to like a 3-year-old prescription, I don't know what I don't know if my brain could like handle.
I mean, it's been rough.
Yeah.
For like the past month.
I mean, I guess it's
been,
like between that or just not being able to see. Like,
yeah,
I guess
that was the choice.
Yeah.
See a little bit or see basically nothing at all. Like, I still gotta work.
Yeah.
And I need my eyeballs to do that.
You know what? In the
Jess's
cyberpunk
room looks
future,
more well lit than Marty's. Yeah, if anything, there's too much light in here. I was just saying, my options are too bright or too dark. I can't find the sweet spot.
What if I could just... Oh, God. It's so bright! No, we gotta go down. No, I like a dim at night. I keep my entire house relatively dim. I like just having little lamps. Overhead lighting, I'm not a big fan of like most garish overhead lights. So it's probably, I mean, me complaining that it's dim and I'm squinting is ultimately me complaining about my situation that I could just literally put the light on in this room.
Choices,
yeah. But it's fine. We want to give like, this is Hot Monday energy. This is all about like, this is parlor room, rumpus room vibes. I don't own a rumpus room, but
I don't either.
No, that'd be really impressive. I feel like that's like, you need to have gotten through so many rooms before you're like, what's this room? Rumpus room. It sounds like their Airbnb in Washington, D.C. has enough rooms to where one room legally might be a rumpus room. And for those who might ask, what is a rumpus room? I'm not 100% sure. I think it's like a room where you can have fun, like parlor, like games and stuff, right? Like a rumpus room might be like where you have like
couldn't tell you.
A pool table. If you have like a pool table and a bar in a room, I think that legally becomes a rumpus room.
Well, then I've been in many a rumpus room and just never knew it.
Chat saying that there's a little bit of cutting things. It could be my internet. I let Jess know beforehand that my internet was being wonky prior to going live. I've been able to hear Jess fine the whole time, so might be Restream, might be my internet. If we just disappear, know that that we're sorry, and tell our families that we loved them. So what is going on? There's just like murals of them pouring water into the water. Well, I guess they're not in the water right now, but the fish are going up.
Isn't that kind of what you're doing right now? Maybe it's telling you what to do.
Yeah. And I guess like I look like these people, right? Like look at like our color palettes. Like my garb is more futuristic, but blue body, gold helmet, gold knee pads. I don't know why I have knee pads on. Do you need to
Maybe it's like a prophecy mural, a prophetic mural.
I thought you were gonna say a for-profit
Instead of,
mural.
This is what happened in history. It's
this is what's going to happen.
This is what you're doing now.
Oh, there's this big ass fucking triangle that probably came from the heavens. I don't like that. Triangular ships scare me. This absolutely looks like me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe I came from the ships, like I came from the heavens, or just space.
Maybe. I don't know.
There's really no way to know.
Is Marty also a victim of Spectrum Internet? I don't know. Are you? I am.
I am a victim of... Yeah, Spectrum's the fucking worst. I hate him.
It's the only option. We have one option, and it's that.
Yep.
And it's incredibly slow and incredibly expensive.
Yep. I think I pay $85 a month, and it's not fast at all. It's real horsaki.
Completely stops working for like at least 10 minutes, at least twice a day.
Yep.
At least. Yeah. Yeah, we've all been victimized by Spectrum.
Yeah, I always like, man, I'm real jealous of the places that have like fancy ass fiber internet. Like Nick has fiber internet through, I don't know if it's through Google or whatever, in Kansas City, and it just seems great. Imagine, what a time to be alive.
Yeah, I would like to have even just a choice, even just choosing between two awful internets.
Yeah,
I would still feel like at least a little bit.
I could feel
better about the fact that I chose something.
I could feel slightly smug.
Yeah. Like, well, it could be worse, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, but those chumps on the other side probably have it worse than me. King Dead stream sponsored by
42 with another $2 stream sponsored by Spectrum. You have no choice.
I will tell you, we have safeguards in place to where every potential sponsor needs to have get a thumbs up. Needs to, like, you know, pass a sniff test and everything. Like, if it's a game, we have to look at it and be like, all right, this isn't gross, this isn't like crypto stuff, this isn't predatory, this is that kind of stuff. And if they came to us and were like, Spectrum wants to sponsor, I'd tell them to rot in hell. Or I'd ask if I could just get free internet. In which case, I'd probably say yeah. I'd sell out very quickly if I could get free internet.
Rot in hell, unless.
Unless. Hear me out. Look at these whales. Is there? You're a big Liza P fan. Is there a big whale in Liza P? Because there's a big whale in Pinocchio, obviously. Monstro is his name.
There is not. There's a green monster, which I believe is like their stand-in for the the sea monster in Pinocchio.
Oh, is the whale
in, like,
maybe just in the animated version? Oh shit! I thought I was about to get eaten by this man.
I think so.
I know.
To be honest, I only remember like bits and pieces of the like actual story.
The original book, yeah.
And I don't remember much of the animated version at all. So
I liked the.
There is no whale. I can tell you that much in the game.
King Dad, yes, my sellout price is free internet. Honestly, my sellout price is probably lower than free internet, but in that scenario, free internet would be a sellout price.
Brewbrarian says, Jess, speaking from a country with a choice between two bad internets, it isn't any better. I know this. Trust me. In my heart, I know. I just wanted to complain, and I like the illusion of choice sometimes. Exactly. I feel for you, though. Bad internet is bad internet, and...
Also, like, bad internet
a lot of us
in 2024 is, like... bad life. Like, there's so many life things tied to the internet that it's not just like a nuisance, but it's like can be a job
usually
hindrance.
Not interrupting me, like, yeah, it's the job.
Yeah.
It will like prevent me from saving my work in the middle of something work related, or like dropping out of a meeting or something. It's not like
if it's like a normal.
Oh, you can't stream your movies fast enough. It's like I can't do my job.
If it's like a Monday night, a normal Monday night, and I'm not streaming and I'm not working, and my internet's acting up, I see it almost as like a quasi blessing, to where I'll just be like, oh fuck it, I'll read a book, or like I'll pull out a Blu-ray I own. Like, it almost just like lowers the choices of what I need to do, and I'm like, that's totally fine with me. I'll play a game I own that I don't have to use the internet for. Whereas, oh shit, these triangles are gonna fuck me up. These triangles were extremely rude.
Triangles just have that vibe. Triangles are evil.
I mean, triangles are
and scary.
The meanest shape, right? Like, they have to be. They're clearly nothing round is mean in terms of shapes, right? Like,
right, like little robots, round.
Yeah, circles and ovals,
friend shaped,
are very nice. Squares don't feel mean, because like squares feel like a house to me.
They feel pretty neutral.
Yeah. And
stable, neutral, dependable.
Yeah.
Predictable.
And then when you get to things with like, well, Pentagon, I'm just sort of against the concept of the Pentagon to begin with, but that's neither here nor there. But the rest of the shapes like start, they'll feel intimidating or mysterious, but fucking triangles. Like, triangles, if a shape would be a slasher in a horror movie, it would just be a triangle.
Yeah.
It's the Michael Myers of shapes.
Triangles want to hurt you.
Yeah.
From all sides.
Yeah. That being said, shout out to the pyramids, which are very cool looking. Okay, we did it. We opened this door. Paul says squares are pretty boring, though. The squares are boring, but they're like predictable. Yeah. They're like utilitarian.
They're safe.
Yeah. Thoughts on the rhombus? I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what a rhombus is. Is that just like a slanty square? Like one of those squares?
I don't remember what a rhombus is.
Is that the four-sided one? No, five-sided, where like... No, four-sided. Long top.
Four-sided?
No, long bottom, short top. No, it's a trapezoid. I think I'm thinking of a trapezoid.
Yeah, geometry was a thing.
Yeah.
That I don't remember at all.
feel like I should know the name.
Rhombus. I want to say 4 sides, but that could be totally wrong.
Yeah.
That could be my lie of the stream if I haven't told one already. Rhombuses are the things with 4 sides that aren't triangles or squares.
Or rectangle?
Is a parallelogram a rhombus?
Oh, I remember parallelograms. You remember those guys?
I think rectangles are also parallelograms, right?
Yeah, like a rectangle, or parallelogram was like a rectangle that just kind of like
4 sides in parallel.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, so all rectangles are parallelograms, but not no.
Maybe. We should just quit while we're ahead.
Well, I was about to do.
Rhombuses are things.
Yeah, rhombuses are things. A rhombus is a diamond. Try to propose
Rhombuses
a rhombus
are
and see what happens.
equilateral. Oh boy.
How come like there's games use diamonds as like currency or like diamond rank and stuff? How come we don't call it rhombus rank?
I don't know.
Think about it. Look at these fucking guys. Look at these guys with their right angles right at their haunches.
I think whoever Taft's opponent was, that was his campaign, and it just didn't go over.
It just didn't go over. Yeah.
In fact, I've entirely forgotten who that person, if I even ever knew.
Who Taft's opponent? He got married. He got married. You know why? He went to a baseball game and he never stood up. Whereas Taft, a man of the people, knew. I bet Taft turned to the guy next to him and was like, watch this. People are going to fucking lose their minds. And then he stood up and gave a stretch and the entire place lost it. If I had a time machine, the one place I'd go back was that baseball game.
The most influential moment I can possibly think of.
I think so. I think it would be the most meaningful. Number 2, I'd go back to hang out with my dad. Number 1, I want to see Taft at the baseball game. That's easy number 1. My dad would agree. He'd be fine with it. He'd be like, son, you're gonna love this Taft moment. And then it turns out he didn't do it, and I feel like I wasted my time travel. Oh, is this a shark statue? Press the touchpad to meditate. I will.
Oh, you're meditating.
This is just going into the screen.
Nice.
It's like I found another
those guys.
screensaver. Oh yeah, these are like the scary fish, like the angel or those not angelfish. Is that what
I
they're
like
called?
them.
Yeah. Oh, and it even has their names in the corner. Hatchetfish.
Anglerfish.
That's what the one I was thinking of. But this says
Hatchetfish.
Hatchetfish, but I don't know if we could trust the game. Not like the game would lie to us, but
yeah, they look like the things in Journey that would try to kill you.
Those guys were mean. Those guys were very
scary. That was a thing, right?
Yeah, they were like these.
Yeah, I like them.
Like mechanical things that would come out of the water. Very scary. Okay.
Yeah. But they're sparkly.
They're sparkly.
That's fun. Hunter Crimson, I believe that's what it says. Forgive me, my vision is not what it used to be a month ago. Fuck my thalassophobia. I love this game, but I can't play it for more than 30 minutes.
Thalassophobia.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Is thalassophobia triangles or underwater?
Underwater.
Okay. Well, no, there's that
I
one
wonder
thing.
if there's a...
What is it? The thing
Is
of
there
the
a fear of triangles?
No, I think I'm thinking of the fear of kind of like what's a honeycomb where it's like small shapes, but there's like a million of them right next to each other. Trichtophobia, maybe something like that. Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah. Okay, thalassophobia is just
that
underwater.
One's legit. I feel I wouldn't say I have a full-on phobia, but sure. I understand the complaints against small holes grouped close together.
Yeah. Sage thinks says triangle phobia. Well, there's probably a phobia. People don't like triangles. They're weird shapes.
Yeah. I feel like there's a word for fear of pretty much anything. So if there's a fear of triangles specifically, let us know what it is.
It's probably just the Latin word for triangle and then phobia afterwards.
Probably.
Triphobia. Yeah.
It probably has tried.
Yeah, probably has tried it.
Anyway, Hunter, thank you for being a member for 1 whole month.
Thank you, Hunter.
Also, quintuple A's with $2. Jess, any thoughts / nostalgia on the Final Fantasy series? No, I have no thoughts and no nostalgia, unfortunately. I have 3 Final Fantasy games in my library, none of which I have played yet. Someday.
Interesting. Yeah, that's.
I forget which one you and Honey Money told me to start with, but that's among them. Back when I was
probably
determined to
6.
finally play one. I think that sounds
we
right.
probably told you 6. Like that's the one that feels probably the most like Octopath. That was their last 2D one before they jumped to the PlayStation and made 7. 7's great.
Oh, and Pantera NP with 50 bits, Austin Wintory for the win.
Yeah.
To be honest, the only reason I bought it when released back when. I don't blame you. If a game has great music, I'm more inclined to think it's a great game, if that makes sense. Like a good game with great music becomes a great game.
Really elevates
to me.
it, yeah. Also, I feel like the music is fucking triangles. The music is one of those things when I think back to a game, like I'll remember the good times with the music, and they will.
Absolutely.
Any frustrations I might have had with the game sort of get buried in my memory, and the stuff that sits at the forefront is like, man, remember how great the music was during X moment or Y moment? Good tunes.
Yep. Listen to a lot of game soundtracks just as I go about my day while I work.
Yeah.
I can't have lyrics because that messes with me as I'm trying to read words. I can't have other words. Yeah. So soundtracks are good. There are a lot of great video game soundtracks out there.
Okay, so we're inside of one of the ships now, and they're doing some shit here. I think they're creating our little buddies. We're inside a little buddy factory.
Oh.
This place has been fucked up, and I'm about to be zapped by this man. No, get out of here. I don't like this place at all. Now this is giving me like derelict ship Dead Space vibes, which feels very different than the previous vibes.
Yeah, I don't like it in here. You should fix it up, make yourself some buddies, and get the heck out.
Yeah, get ourselves a nice buddy assembly line.
Yeah.
I think we'll get on it.
Build your own buddy.
Is this our buddy? Are we gonna build him? Buddy blueprint. Did we just get the buddy blueprint? I just said the bloody blueprint.
The bloody blueprint.
It is really hard to say buddy blueprint. It's very hard to say.
Buddy blueprint.
Buddy blueprint.
Buddy blueprint.
Bloody blueprint. It's hard.
Jonathan Ross wants to know, what was our first game? That's an interesting question.
Ooh.
I think it was probably the first one I have a strong memory of anyway is Donkey Kong Country on the Game Boy Advance.
That's great. Speaking of good music, the game is incredible music.
Yeah.
Also, I hope no one has triangle phobia right now, because there are a lot of triangles.
Yeah. Holy shit.
There are so many triangles now. The first game I remember completing was Mario 3. I had an older brother who was 5 years older, and so he had like an NES, the original Nintendo and stuff, and got a Super Nintendo. And I think I'm just getting tossed around by these guys. And I think Mario 3 might have been the first game I was able to complete by myself.
I've just unlocked an additional memory that I think was probably earlier than Donkey Kong Country.
Incredible.
Was Adventure, the old Atari game.
Oh, that's
my grandfather
way older.
Had, yeah. So I want to say before we were bought any consoles of our own that probably played on his. So, and I remember Adventure being the one that I liked the most. I thought the dragons, I only just learned they were supposed to be dragons a couple of years ago.
They were just
my brother and I always called them ducks.
Oh, why are we scared of this duck?
Tell me they don't look like ducks, though. If you didn't know they were dragons, would you know they were dragons? I think not.
Google it. Adventure game dragon. There's just a bunch of pictures of dragons. None of these are. This is Dragon Ball Z, a Dragon Ball Z board game.
No,
Google, what are you doing?
No.
Get your shit together, Google. Oh, what happened? I looked at the screen and I'm dead. This is because I googled dragon.
Death by triangles.
I don't even think you
We're
can
gonna
die
have
in
to
this game.
Slap a content warning on this stream.
No, I
for
think I'm
triangles.
fine. I think this was purposeful. Oh my god, we got we're a robot. Or we have very skinny ankles. I'm pretty sure we're a robot.
Yeah, that's actually not shocking to me at all. You look a little bit robotic. So
I thought we were just very. Oh my god, are we like one of our buddies with a body? Are we just a buddy body? Are we a buddy body?
Might be a tier 2 buddy.
A tier 2 buddy. Oh, this shark is. Don't look at this, Jess. You're gonna.
Yeah, maybe humankind is entirely extinct, and you're.
We'll save this shark.
Just trying to. Oh no!
We'll save the shark. Look, I'm giving him a nice pat.
Oh.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Come on, buddy.
Oh man, never mind. That shark is dead. Oh no, that was really sad.
That was sad.
That was sad.
He's cute.
Oh.
Look at the. Oh, he's been through something.
He sacrificed himself for us before. We were about to be killed by the large triangle ship, and he swam right into.
I missed that.
Oh yeah, I think we were talking about. I was probably talking about Taft or something. If I'm being honest.
Probably. Yeah.
Oh no, Taft! You've done it again. Look what you've taken from us. Well, he died a hero.
Taft just has a way of commanding attention, apparently.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, like there's a lot of Taft tall tales that I like. Oh, I forgot. You get out of the water in this game for a little bit. I'm just remembering. I'm unlocking all these memories of the game, which is sad because I streamed this game on my personal channel like a year and a half ago, and I don't remember any of this.
That's okay. That's okay.
That's fine. We delete everything. We delete.
Your brain can only hold so much footage.
That's
at once.
And if I don't deem something important, like it doesn't need to. I remember that I did it. Yeah, look, we're like in a temple now. Is this
like
turtles?
This.
It's absolutely a turtle. Oh, the music's playful now. It's like a playful pan flute.
Oh, very descriptive.
Yeah.
I'm going to try one more time to listen. Oh, no. Hearing my own voice. I don't like that.
Stop talking that. You're hearing your own voice longer.
Yeah, but the thing is, the stream is like 45 seconds behind, so I'm going to have to sit through listening to myself talk about Taft.
Welcome to our Taft talk.
I'm gonna look at the soundtrack after this. See, I just said soundtracked because Taft was still making his way into my vocabulary as I was trying to say soundtrack.
Love you, Taft.
Ooh. Well, that was much easier than the giant chains.
Yeah, it was way easier, yeah. So these are just like, we're no longer on, I was about to say underwater birds, but we're in like like an underwater grotto of some sorts. So we're under the ocean, but, oh, look at us diving. But there's, oh yeah, this is absolutely just Journey.
I like this.
This is just Journey that got flooded.
I mean, that's one way to make a setting cooler, is just fill it with water. And
worked for Zelda. They're like, hey, people are getting sick of Hyrule, what do we do? And they just toss a bunch of fucking water in it. And then give the kids a boat. And that got us Wind Waker, which was great.
Wind Waker was great.
Waterworld, that was a movie. It was not very good, but there was a whole world underwater. Okay, I found one of these.
Oh no, more big chains.
More big chains. Man, we must be very strong.
Well, you are a robot.
Yeah, but
so
like
probably stronger than a human,
like
at least.
We're more human than human, like the replicants in Blade Runner. Shout out to Blade Runner. Okay, so we got these chains. Gotta Follow the chain. I like how there was the whole yellow paint discourse the other week online about.
I still don't really know what that's about. I've seen it everywhere, but I haven't looked into it enough to know where it originated from.
It came from a tweet. I mean, people have talked about it for a while, but it came from a tweet about the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth demo. And when you need to climb certain places in the demo, like the handhold ledges have almost yellow spray paint on them, so it's pretty obvious to the player what you can climb and what you can't.
Okay.
And then the debate was whether we want no hand-holding in games or we want all hand-holding, and every debate there was no nuance to it. But anyways, this game uses the yellow color theory pretty well because you're following these chains and you're like, okay, to unlock this chain, where do I go? Well, just follow the yellow. Listen, I think yellow paint's great. I think they should make a whole game that's just yellow paint. You can't see
I'm sure somebody will at this point.
Yeah, a subversive yellow paint game, a yellow paint 'em up. Oh shit! No, I didn't actually solve how to get into this thing. I probably gotta go under it, over it.
Game's gonna have a yellow paint fest at some point.
Oh my god! Can you imagine?
Yes, actually.
Yes, you're yes. I can imagine. I can literally see the art for it right now.
Pantera and P with another 50 bits. Other than this and Journey, how do you feel about games with no UI?
If they're simplistic, I think that's great. Yeah, I think this right at the beginning, they're here's how you control your fish, man. Have fun. It's very, very simplistic. Yeah, I think a game should have as much UI as it needs. And for some games, that's oodles, and for other games, that's not very much.
That might seem like a dissatisfying answer, but it is the correct answer.
Yeah,
and I have nothing to add.
Like anything, people were. I think we were talking some other stream about survival horror, whether we like having unlimited inventory space or whether we want it constrained and you can only hold 8 things at once, so every bullet counts, kind of thing. And I'm it just totally depends on what you're going for. If your experience is about the survival and the scrounging around and having to make the tough choices, then limited makes sense. If that's not what your game's about, then fucking let me carry as much as I want.
Yeah, people are going to complain either way, so just do what's right for the game.
I do always find it funny when, I've been replaying Resident Evil 2 and 3, and you have, a finite amount of inventory spaces, and, a shotgun will take as much as a key. And I'm how does this work? Why? This doesn't mean, just put the key in your pocket. What are you doing?
I also like games where you can buy or upgrade your inventory space too, as long as it makes sense within the context of the game.
That is almost always one of my first go-to things.
Yeah,
my first power,
for sure.
The one power. If a game offers this power, I will always grab it. And it's usually in 3D platformers. If I can get a magnet power that has collectibles sort of drawn to me, I will always get that first. The Ratchet and Clank games have those where you can unlock you can be, if you're within 10 feet of a collectible, it'll just kind of whoop, vacuum towards you. I will do that 100 out of 100 times. But I do
I like the ones where it's just adds however many slots to your inventory. It's usually framed as you can buy a bigger bag or something.
Yeah, and Resident Evil is just finding a bunch of fanny packs. And so I imagine by the end of the game I had 7 fanny packs on running around the police station.
Your entire outfit just consisted of fanny packs.
Top to bottom.
No need
packs.
for other clothing.
No. Feel so outside of the water. Your character feels very sluggish and heavy, which I like. I like the idea that despite the fact you're a very kind of slender robot, you're still a robot, so you're probably pretty heavy. But it's just underwater. You move like a knife through hot butter. Is that how knives move?
Like a fish through water.
Like a fish through water. Like a fish through hot butter.
That sounds delicious.
That sounds really good right now, yeah. There's these like fish like statues. Like almost like there's fish gods. Do they worship the fish? I feel like if I was living underwater, I guess I'd worship the fish. Just
probably, yeah.
I don't know. I don't want any bad juju coming my way from the fish.
Weren't you just over there?
I was, and so I had to go. I had to follow each of these little tracks to turn on the super water. There's like regular water, which we're under, but I needed to turn on the super water, which is the bright water,
the extra blue water.
The extra blue water, yeah, the cool mountain Gatorade. Because this gazebo needs its electrolytes.
CSI Freak 31 with 100 bits says, Marty, my son bought me a PS5. I really like the look of Prince of Persia, but because of my MS diagnosis, get really stressed if there's too many buttons involved. Am I being too ambitious, or should I stick to Disney and fish with Goofy?
Disney and fish with Goofy sounds wonderful, if I'm being honest. Obviously, without knowing exactly what you're going through, Prince of Persia does offer quite a hefty amount of accessibility options in terms of being able to turn up your health, turn down enemy health, helping out with platforming. I believe it's even possible to wholesale skip certain tough platforming sections. So I would say in the grand scheme of things, especially in the grand scheme of sort of modern Metroidvanias, that Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is probably the most accessible and the most player-friendly that I've come across. So I don't know if there's a demo. I feel like there's a demo, so at the very least, maybe I'd give the demo a try. And if you can make it through the demo, then you'd probably be able to make it through the game proper.
Eve says you can skip over any platforming section entirely if you want.
Which is great, because some people are like, I'm here for, I want to see the prince and I want to know the Persian journey. Or some people are like, I just want combat, or I just want to see cool sights, and then they don't want to have to deal with platforming hell. And I get it. I love platforming hell, but if you don't, you shouldn't have to deal with it.
It's pretty in here too.
It's extremely pretty in here, and I don't want to keep harping on about music you can't hear. It's pretty nice. it's pretty nice. I'm a little bummed that Prince of Persia seems to have gotten lost in the shuffle of new releases this year. I believe like right when it came out was when Pal World launched, and everyone talked about Pal World for that like 2 or 3 weeks, and then in the last few weeks we've had stuff like Helldivers and Final Fantasy and Balatro, which have really kind of taken various segments of the internet by storm. So it's I hope it finds kind of a second. Oh, I was about to say a second wind, and it would not have sounded like a fucking doofus.
Wind, perhaps.
A doofus. Yeah, I hope it gets a second life, or like another push, because that game's delightful.
We are rebranding this company to be called Another Push.
Another Push. That was the other name we were going with. Alaric, yes, this game is published by Annapurna Interactive, who is the publisher behind a beloved indie games. Oh, little maze.
Oh,
Swam past the maze.
mazes are not my strong suit.
Oh, okay.
I get lost just going from place to place.
Have you
Don't
ever
make
done
it harder for
Have
me.
you ever done a corn maze?
I feel like I have, but probably not like a real one. Probably just some like dinky one.
I would
that
not
somebody
unless you're
set
with
up.
people who could help you, because if you have a
Yeah.
bad sense of direction, I thought I was going to die in a corn maze, if I'm going to be honest. I thought straight up, I was like, this is where I live and this is where I die, and my family will find my body in the summer. And I got out. I don't know if I probably didn't have to say that. It's probably assumed I got out because I'm here. But corn mazes are no joke.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've ever done like a real one, and I probably wouldn't because I have no sense of direction
Yeah,
to speak
that could
of.
be bad. That could be bad. I think I could do like a mythical labyrinth though. Like if I found myself in a situation where some sort of like a wizard put me into a labyrinth and I needed to escape, I think I could.
I would definitely get killed by the Minotaur before I even figured out one right turn to make.
Yeah. Alaric says if you always
I
turn
would
right,
probably just
you'll
give
find
up,
your
to
way
be
out.
honest. I just sit down and be like, I'm just gonna wait.
Yeah, in a lot of those stressful situations,
I just go wait it out.
I'm just gonna sit down and die. What if I just do that? I don't want to have to deal with any of this. That can't be. If you just keep turning right, you'll find your way out. That has to be bullshit, right?
I assume so, yeah.
That can't be. What if you just keep going in a circle? That's nuts. I don't believe that. Like if I'm lost in my neighborhood and I keep going right, I'm not gonna get out of my neighborhood. I might just end up in a fucking loop.
Ooh. That looked slightly dangerous.
Yeah, it feels like that's when we like quote beat a level. We go through those pools, and like everything here, all the illuminated stuff are like the quote unquote levels we've completed.
I feel like normally you're trying to prevent yourself from
From falling
going
those-
into a whirlpool.
Yeah, from falling into vortexes. Vortexi.
Yeah.
I don't know how to. Yeah, how do you? Yeah,
Vortex
you're a cop.
is-
Yeah, you're a copy editor.
I'm gonna guess it's just vortexes, but
vortexes.
I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong. Can't say I've ever come across that one
Yeah.
in my career. Beast March with $2 says, I just beat the Fire Giant on NG Plus. Have some cash.
Hey, congrats, Beast March. Fire Giant is one of the most pain in the ass bosses in all of Elden Ring.
Oh, Elden Ring. I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
So which Souls-like
Which
are we
Souls
talking
like?
about
Yeah,
here?
that is probably like 85% through Elden Ring. You get to the Fire Giant, and you need to beat that in order to get to the last area, which is like the floating, crumbling city. Oh, look at us! Oh, we're in heaven. We're not on the same planet
Whoa.
anymore. Everything looks different now. Look at us, we're golden. This feels like at the end of Journey,
Something
where you
about
kind of have
that
that like moment
gave
of
me
awe.
Cocoon vibes for
Like-
a second.
Cocoon the game or Cocoon the
Like the
Wilfred
game.
Brimley
Yeah.
movie?
I don't know if it was like the color palette or something
Sure.
when you first dropped into this area.
Did you see what we're able to do? Look at us. We've become the fucking destroyer of triangles.
Of triangles.
Good. Good. Oh my god. This is great.
Marty, first of his name, befriender of small robots, destroyer of triangles.
Triangles. Lover of Taft.
Yeah.
I feel like I got to do just a modicum of Taft research because I feel like I'm gonna Google Taft and be like, ooh, no, a lot of bad things. there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think That's exactly what's gonna happen. Still gotta play Elden Ring. Along with
good.
every other game ever.
There's too many games. That's the problem. The problem is there's too many games.
I have it. I think that actually might have been the first game I ever bought on Steam.
Was Elden
because
Ring?
I haven't had my gaming PC for all that long.
Incredible.
Yeah, and I bought it so I could play Elden Ring. Guess what I still haven't played.
Incredible. You know what? Maybe now's the time with the Shadows of the Erd Tree DLC coming in June. We all won't remember shit about Elden Ring, and you'll be like, I just played it. I know everything about Elden Ring.
Yeah, it does seem like an opportune time.
Yeah.
Will I actually do it?
Probably not.
Stay tuned. The answer is probably not, but you never know.
Do you keep a list of do you know what game you're playing Octopath now, which is a large.
I mean,
That's
probably
big
just on stream for that one.
Gotcha.
Although that would be a long game
Yeah.
to go through if I only play it once a week on a 2-hour stream.
Elden Ring or Octopath?
Octopath.
Okay. Both. But I mean, both would be pretty long.
Yeah. I don't have a specific list, really. I've tried.
Sure.
And I have, different, what do you call them, collections in Steam. To at least try and better organize. But yeah, I kind of just end up
Playing whatever.
trying
whatever
out
the
different
mood
games,
strikes.
and I will either put them down if I feel like putting them down, or keep playing if it's something I want to write about and or just something I want to play. So
that's good. You don't have that I've started it, so I need to finish it mentality.
no,
Good.
but I do have a problem with once I hit something like 75% of the Steam achievements.
Yeah.
I'm like, I must get the rest of them. I
Oh.
simply must. Even if it takes another playthrough in NG+, even if it's
man.
something absurd for the last one. Unless it's it's something I recognize as definitely not doable.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta at least try.
Yeah, because there's some
So
of those
that
where it's
has-
if it's multiplayer oriented, I'm like, I'm probably not gonna do this. I'm probably not gonna
Yeah.
be able to go.
Yeah.
Do you have what? So a game like you said, you have crazy hours in Monster Hunter. Do you have all the achievements in that game?
No.
Over time? Really?
But I have recently just got I recognized it too. I'm like, fuck. I just passed the threshold where I'm like, I'm always gonna have this itch to finish the rest of the achievements.
Yeah.
I believe I'm at 73% right now.
Nice.
73 out of 100 achievements, and I just hit 300 hours in that game. So,
That is so many hours.
some of them are basically play this game for an obscene amount of time in different words.
Yeah.
I think I will get them eventually, but at least I'm not in any hurry or anything like that. But I am at the point where I'm eventually I gotta do this. Otherwise I'll always be a little
If you
dissatisfied.
put that much time into the game, it does feel like at a certain point you gotta just be like, well, I should probably.
Yeah, exactly.
I owe it to myself. So we destroyed the big triangle ship using our god powers, and now the triangle ship is nature is taking over?
That's usually a good thing
That seems good.
games like this.
Yeah. To be honest,
Got some
this
health
feels like the
growing
end of
real
the game,
fast.
which is strange. I feel like this game is I thought this game was longer than 90 minutes.
Yeah, I
It's
think
fine.
Journey was
It was pretty short too.
at least 4 hours, right?
Yeah, I think
Am I
so.
making that up? Maybe 3?
I'm
I
now
definitely
trying to.
didn't think you'd be finishing this in a 2-hour stream.
I now
Oh.
realize, just literally. I'm now remembering when I streamed this on my personal channel. I streamed Journey and this back to back in the same stream, and it was like a 4-hour stream. So I'm like, okay, this checks out.
Well, Okay.
Don't worry. There's plenty of more games. There's plenty of more game to play for 40 minutes. Don't worry. I'll find other games. We can talk about Derek Cornish and Dmitry Frajau.
Captain President with $5 says, fun fact, Taffy was named after President Taft, probably. Thank you for contributing to our false facts.
Taffy does... Well, no, because Taft is President Taft with a T. It's not called Tafty. It's called Taffy, right? Because Taft is T-A-F-T, and Taffy is T-A-F-F-Y. It could be, though. You know what? Fuck it. Captain President said it. Must be true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think we're gonna show up in the credits? Special thanks to Marty and Jess for streaming the game on a Monday night.
That would be pretty crazy.
It would be really exciting for her.
I can't believe you finished the whole game.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's ever happened before.
I don't know if there was more I could have done. I feel like I don't know, whatever. I fucking killed the triangles. What else does the game want me to do?
Yeah, that's the important thing, I assume.
Most games are built around the objective of killing
the triangles.
Killing the triangle, yeah. Mario, famously a triangle killing game. Zelda's more of a triangle. Also, look at this. Oboe soloist. Thank you for crediting the oboist. The Nashville Scoring Orchestra. The music here is also very nice. This is there's like a choir. It almost feels churchy, but in not a church way, not a bad way. Churchy, but non-pejoratively.
Got you. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
King Dead 42 with $2. Fact: Captain President is named after President Taft.
I mean, there's like a 1 in 46 chance that's right? Well, I guess that was a very
there are other presidents besides U.S. presidents.
That was very American-centric. I know. That was shit at me. But, to be fair, Captain President's donations do come across in U.S. dollars, so wasn't the strangest judgment leap, right? Maybe?
Right.
We wait till the end of the credits. I'm trying to think what I have here. What can make a good playthrough? I think I got one idea. I'm curious if I still have it on my hard drive. It's gonna be a real zig or a zag. I don't know what. A zag?
Oh boy.
It would be a zag. This would be the zig.
Oh yeah.
So, like the thing you do that is expected.
It took me a second to realize what you were going
the
for
zig.
there, but yes.
So playing this game,
zag.
yes, okay. Playing this game was the zig, and now we will see if the next game is the zag. See, the problem is if I was playing this on Switch, we could just play Squeak again.
There are inevitably probably at least a few comments about Suika. Yep. If only Marty and Jess could play multiplayer Suika.
If I was playing this on Switch, I would absolutely do that. My Switch is not in this room, though. R.I.P. Okay. That was Abzu. Close game.
I do believe it's a hidden gem.
It was very nice. Also, it's just nice and short, and it just leaves your life.
Yeah.
Which sometimes we just want things to just be. We could just, fuck it. We'll just play Journey. we'll just.
I mean, that is the kind of the natural choice, honestly.
It seems easy.
Yeah.
We'll see if I can finish this by 8. Can I finish this in 35 minutes?
No. I think this is longer than Abzu was. At least it was for me. I feel like it took me longer than. I did do it in one sitting, but it was not a small sitting. It was a medium-sized sitting.
A medium sitting.
Yeah.
So we'll pretend that this is, although Abzu ended happily, eventually the waters receded and left the world Baron. It feels like it makes more sense that Abzu would take place after this, but like, what do you think? Desert before ocean or ocean before desert?
I want to say ocean before desert, so maybe we just played the prequel.
So there you
but
go.
Also, I don't know. The fact that there's robots always makes me think it's probably the sequel, but maybe not.
That's good. We don't
Eventually,
know.
Robots will be a thing of the past.
Sure.
Those robots.
And we don't know that our character in this game is
human. Yeah, he could be a tier 3 buddy.
Oh, incredible. Tier 3 buddies get a scarf?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Why are you making me move the controller? Get out of here, game. I'm not going to be moving the controller.
Eric says, I'm proud of you, Marty. You didn't choose Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Well, yeah, we're playing it tomorrow. We're streaming it tomorrow at noon.
It's already been chosen.
It's already been chosen. So don't be too proud of me yet.
Journey's just a gem. Brewarian. I don't...
Yeah,
at least it's
gem.
not hidden
regular
from...
gem.
It's just a gem.
A gem in sight. That's true. Abzu could have been a Jessant prequel, because Jessant is a world where all the oceans have dried up. Like the mountain you're climbing, right, it was like an underwater mountain. Is that how Jessant works?
I didn't know that.
I think so. There's no way to know. No one's ever answered the question, is Jessant a hidden gem? So until that gets answered.
I'm constantly being asked, even though I have nothing to do with it.
Strangers come up to me on the street, tears in their eyes, and they say, "Sir, it's Jessant a hidden gem?"
Completely unrelated to whatever is being talked about. Sometimes people would be like, "Yeah, but is Jessant a hidden gem?"
Yeah.
Your guess is as good as mine.
And you'll be like, "You are my doctor. I don't want you talking about this. Please, I have health concerns."
CSI Freak 31 with another 100 bits. Marty, you should play Echo the Dolphin.
I love Echo the Dolphin. If I had Echo the Dolphin on this PlayStation, that would have been a wonderful game to go to. However, I did just buy... Hold on.
Oh.
When I'm sad, I buy dumb things, and I bought a copy of Echo the Dolphin on the Sega Dreamcast.
Oh, that's not dumb.
No, it's great.
I mean,
and I have a working Dreamcast now, and I'm figuring out how to stream it, so I will eventually do Dreamcast streams. And one of the games played will be Echo the Dolphin on the Dreamcast. We'll see how that dolphin's doing. Hopefully better.
Apparently need to get my...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to make a dumb dolphin. I was going to make a joke about the dead shark from Abzu, which I'm glad I...
How dare you?
Well, I didn't make it, did I? Because I said
no,
go
you
ahead.
didn't. I was just going to say I need to get my GameCube set up again. I really... Speaking of... Not related to Dreamcast at all.
No, that's great.
It just reminded me.
Those are both consoles that spark joy.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the GameCube had a handle, and the Dreamcast didn't have any handles. It had 0 handles to the GameCube's 1 handle on the side.
I always wondered why it did. It never seemed to be a necessary addition. But
it was like, hey, maybe businessmen have their briefcases, and maybe you are gonna carry your GameCube via its handle on public transportation. Yeah, it was also funny because it was just small and light, so it was just very easy to carry normally.
Yeah. Interesting choice.
Yeah.
Not a bad choice necessarily,
No.
just interesting.
Yeah.
Perhaps unnecessary, but that's all right.
Yeah, I feel like that was probably one that like Miyamoto was like, what if this had a handle? And no one there was going to say no. And they're like, fuck it, well, just put a handle on it. It's fine.
Sure.
It's fine. It's not that big of a deal.
Simple Simon with 101 bits. inserted dead into the Baby Shark lyrics. How dare you?
No. How dare you?
I don't think that shark was a baby, to be fair. He looked pretty full grown to me,
did.
so
It
at
looked
least
relatively adult.
he lived a life.
Yeah.
He, she, I don't know.
Yeah, we keep
I don't
saying
remember
he,
how to tell them apart.
Yeah, we keep,
Listen, I knew once 4th grade me would be all over that, and I would have told you.
4th grade me would be
but
pissed
I
at
don't
adult
remember.
you. Yeah, I wonder. I don't know how to tell fish apart like that.
I believe the caudal fin is different. Is one like
The caudal fin.
visual tell.
What's a caudal
Which
fin?
fin is that? Again, that information is lost, but the term stayed in my brain for some reason.
10-year-old Jess definitely knew which one the caudal fin was.
Yeah, absolutely.
Caudal fin. I don't even think I'm familiar with that word.
Gelden Yedich with $2. The pinnacle of Dreamcast aquatic life.
Seaman.
Seaman.
Seaman was that was a game that came with a microphone, and you had a little. It was like a little pet, and it was like a little fish that had the face of a human
buddy?
man.
Oh,
And
that's
you would
terrifying.
control it by talking to it on the microphone, and it would like talk back to you. It was
it a horror game?
Very strange.
Because
No,
Jesus Christ.
it was a very strange experimental Japanese game. Really neat, but nightmare fuel. Genuine nightmare
Sounds
fuel.
like it.
Yeah.
Do you ever play Endless Ocean? That's one I have fond memories of, and probably one of
I did
like a
not.
few games I remember playing on the Wii.
And they just
back when we
announced
had a Wii.
either a sequel or whatever's coming to Switch. Sequel or a
Oh, yeah?
remake to Endless Ocean. Yeah, they just announced it. They were like, the Wii Classic is coming to. I'm like, I don't know if that's a classic. You can't use that word. Like, I don't. It should be like the
It's a
Wii.
classic in my heart.
No, but it's like I think it's like a game that the people who did play it the people who did play it on Wii have very fond memories of it. So it is one of those like, ooh, maybe a new generation or a new audience will be able to find the majesty that is Endless Ocean.
Never played the sequel though, so
I think they said this one's going
I
to
know
be multiplayer.
there were sharks in that one though, so
Uh-oh.
maybe I should have.
I mean, if the ocean's endless, I would hope there's some sharks eventually. Was Endless Ocean all like real animals, or did they ever?
I think
it's like
at least the
mythological
first one seemed to be real
Relatively real.
things. Yeah. Oh, more murals.
I love those murals.
This one too, I feel like it's telling the story of what you're doing right now in the game. No?
Yeah, both.
Am I misremembering that?
No, both of these absolutely are like used murals again, like to show like how kind of similar the two games are, which again makes sense given that literally a lot of the same humans worked on them. But even like the storytelling is primarily handled in the same fashion. Abzu has no multiplayer though, whereas Journey did have that kind of anonymous multiplayer. Where
I didn't know that was a thing, and so
Yeah.
I got so confused the one time I saw another person.
Yeah,
I was like, "Is this a glitch?
yeah,
What's
like
going
what
on?"
is that? Yeah.
And then I felt bad when I finished the game and read that it had like an anonymous multiplayer function, and I was like, "Oh,
Should have been nicer.
we could have traveled together," and I just literally left you in the dust because I was a little afraid.
Yeah, you're like, I don't trust this person. They're gonna try to bury me in the desert. Oh, that is true. Jesse and Casey play. Yeah, did you ever play Maneater? Speaking of your love of shark games, that was the shark game
No
that came out
way.
a few years ago.
Oh no, I remember seeing that was
Yeah.
gonna come out, and people being like, "You gotta play this game," and then
Full of
I
sharks.
forgot about it.
Yeah. I know it's like a very schlocky take where like you are the shark and you eat men. You do the title.
I mean, sounds correct
Yeah,
to me.
yeah. Another again, even your figure here looks similar to Abzu. The very thin legs. I feel like you take this robe off, you're just that robot.
You might be. Instead of fish, you've got little
Little cloth scraps
scraps.
from Joanne's Fabrics.
Joanne's Fabrics could never. Magic carpets, but the carpets are tiny.
I like that. I like it. I always thought the concept of magic carpet was very scary. Even like as a kid with Aladdin. Like it just feels like I wouldn't trust it to support 2 human adults' body weight.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Oh shit. I almost made it.
Magic hand towels. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah,
That's about the size that we're working with. Simple Simon with 75 bits says, they are the cloth scraps of those that have come before you and failed to progress.
Well, when you put it that way, it just sounds bleak.
I don't know if you're probably just making that up, but also it sounds
But
pretty
also it kind of
plausible.
sounds like
it would work.
Yeah. Like thematically that makes sense with the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Captain President with another $5. Wouldn't you sink in the desert if you just had 2 pins for feet?
I don't think so, right? Some of the deserts probably got,
not.
like, hard sand.
Sand is a little more dense.
Yeah. Like if it was quicksand, it probably wouldn't be good, but let me consult the documentary Dune Part 2 in theaters.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'll get back to
It
you.
was only a matter of time before Dune entered the chat.
I mean, Timothée Chalamet's legs can't be that much bigger than our little wanderer.
That's true. That's true. I still haven't seen Dune.
Oh man,
I think I would like to
it is.
at some point.
It is great. I went on a spice journey this weekend. I absorbed the spice. I saw Dune 2, and let me tell you, I don't know what that movie's about, but it was wonderful. I don't know what is going on in that film. I have no idea, but I think it's great. How do I get up here? Oh. I'll get up to you. I need more scarf.
Simple Simon with another 200 bits says, also the bit amounts aren't random. This stream just doesn't have Marty's sound alerts.
I apologize. Well, I had one sound alert.
Yeah,
But we
you
don't
sure
talk
did.
about it. We don't talk about that sound alert.
I think you should have just blamed Nick, and I think he would have probably happily taken credit
Sure,
for
yeah,
it.
yeah, that is true.
Why did it have that little prompt at the beginning to tell you to move your controller?
I don't.
Like, just
I
commit
guess-
to no instructions at all, because like that's a
It's funny, you can ostensibly control the camera with that gyro, but like I just haven't been. I've just been using the right analog stick, so it felt very weird in a game with 0 prompts to have that
Yeah,
one annoying one
exactly.
at the start.
you really they should have just committed to
Yeah.
no prompts whatsoever.
I wonder if Sony was like, hey, we will help fund your game, but you need to do us a solid, and we need to convince people to buy these dumb fucking controllers that have motion control in them, so you just gotta just throw one thing anywhere in the game, that's fine.
And they're like, all right, might as well get it out of the way.
Get it out of the way. Just rip the
immediately.
Band-Aid off.
Fungus Finder with $2 says, you spended the money. I like that. Waka Pizza.
Those are all.
That was for you,
those are
I
all
think.
Sound notifications. Lampy does the same thing when I was streaming with Jesse. One of the launch day streams. Lampy did the same. He kept donating amounts and then saying the joke that were my notifications, and Jesse would have to read them, and then I would have to explain to Jesse. I'd be like, well, Fozzie Bear shows up, and it says walk, and I'm like, I sound fucking stupid. Like, what?
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I like that. Lampy's got jokes.
Lampy. That's why they call him Scampy Lampy. In the biz. I don't know what biz. I think it has something with sound. The sound biz. The ear biz. Alright, so the civilization had a train. So good on them. They had a subway system. That's neat. Could be Chicago. Could be the L train. It's overground railroad. Could be the L.
Darlene, first time chat, says, what up, Jess? Oh, nothing. I'm just watching Marty take a journey. I'm just along for the ride.
Oh my gosh. We've abbed so much zoo, and now we're kneeing so much jur. That didn't work. That didn't work. And also, I broke up. I said them in the wrong order. That's fine. If I had a time machine, the third thing would be to go back and be able to nail that joke. Like, truly land that aircraft.
This little dude has a whole lot of stamina.
Yeah. And it's
I probably would have gotten tired, like... You wouldn't sink into the sand, but it's still harder to walk on than, flat ground, I'm sure.
Walking on a beach is a real pain in the ass.
And, I know he floats around a little bit, but there's still a whole lot of just walking up hills.
I agree.
It looks absolutely exhausting. Although, if he is a robot, does he even feel exhaustion? I don't know.
Think about it.
Again, why am I saying he? We don't know.
Yeah, why do we keep gendering our travelers?
Our tier 3 buddy.
Our tier 3 buddy. Come back.
Who will remain nameless and sexless and genderless.
Yeah. Come back, my sand squid. I need you.
Mindless Fool says, just joined, gave up on Abzu for Journey. We did not give up. We abbed the full zoo.
We abbed it from A to zoo. From ab to zoo. We saw the entirety of the game.
It has been abbed in its entirety.
Turns out the game is 85 minutes long, and so we just finished it. And we had some options for what to do. We could have ended the stream, but we said no. That would be letting evil win. And we're not going to let evil win today.
That would be letting the triangles prevail.
That would be letting the triangles prevail. The triangles would have loved a short stream today. And so I went to see what else I had downloaded on my PlayStation, and it felt thematically fitting that Abzu, or following up Abzu, we did Journey, because not only are they ostensibly a spiritual successor, but an actual successor for a lot of the core development team. So there you go. Fun facts. Hashtag TAF facts.
I still kind of want to believe it's secretly a prequel to Journey, because that would make sense in my brain. But
Yeah, they're just so similar that it would make sense. What I need you all to give me some of that juice. You're not giving me the scarf juice. Oh man, if I had the scarf juice, I tell you what. I like that you chirp to things in both games. I feel like we as a society don't.
oh, you were chirping?
Oh
In
yeah,
Abzu?
yeah, doing these little like data chirps. Yeah, I guess you didn't see
Oh,
that, but
I missed out on the chirping.
yeah, it kind of looked like sonar, like echolocation a little bit.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's fun. Did you chirp to that shark so he could hear one more sweet sound before he passed away?
I did. I whispered something in his ear, but it was like the end of Lost in Translation. No one knows. Only me and
Okay.
the shark knows.
It was something
what I
about
whispered.
Taft, I'm
It was
sure.
absolutely a Taft fact. It was 100%. I whispered my hottest new upcoming Taft fact. That's right. They have so this studio. I said, well, not this studio, but Giant Squid. They did Abzu, this game, The Pathless, and then now they showed off their upcoming game called The Sword in the Sea, which almost looks like what if Journey also had skateboarding and a sword.
That I did not know.
Yeah.
Neither the skateboard nor the sword.
Yeah. I was trained in the skateboard and the sword.
I mean, the sword makes sense given the title, but
it's less like
skateboard.
skateboard and more of kind of like, oh, you know how
Magic
you're like
carpet
almost sand
with
surfing
wheels.
in this, but it's almost like what if you were sand surfing and there were kind of like half pipes, and what
Okay.
if instead of birds it was just Tony Hawks everywhere. Just a bunch of Tony Hawks running around the game.
I did not know that was the vibe they were going for with that one.
That's kind of I believe that's kind of the vibe. Now I'm worried because
Well.
this trailer was like a year and a half ago, and I feel like I could have just combined it with like 7 other trailers in my head, which is totally. He's skateboarding on a sword. That's very cool. If I had a sword, I'd
Yeah,
use it for all sorts
it's
of
on my
things.
wish list. I know it is. All I need to know is the developers, and I was like, yeah, it'll be cool.
Yeah.
But the Tony Hawks definitely escaped my notice.
Yeah. I have an RSS feed for Tony Hawk, so I like getting updates on him to make sure he's all right. I actually don't. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I know how RSS feeds work, and I don't think I would trust them.
No.
I also don't want that much information about anything. Like, I'm personally fine if I miss information on things, like even things I like. Like I don't need to be kept up to date on everything. When something important comes along, I'll find it out. That's been my my opinion on RSS feeds, which is why people tune into these streams. We're starting to see glimpses of the spooky fish robots.
Oh,
I don't know if we'll get to any of the
I
fish
do
robots
love-
at the end of the streams, but
I don't think so. I could be wrong, but
what time is it? What do we have left? 10 minutes? 15 minutes?
yeah, 10 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if we'll get to any robots.
I feel like they were about midway through the game.
Yeah.
And just going off the assumption that my 3-hour estimate was correct, which
Sure.
could be my first mistake, I think they were probably at least an hour in.
Granted, time is meaningless now that we were able to beat Abzu in 75
That's
minutes,
true.
so. Oh my god, we got a new TAF fact in. I'll let you read it. But if that's true, that's a great TAF fact. Hashtag TAF facts.
Oh man, how do I even pronounce this username? One moment.
Maho, you say. I don't. I just kind of.
Maho, you say.
Yeah, I just really barrel right into it.
That's what I was gonna say too, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we'll just go with it. With $5, hashtag Taft fact. Taft was the first U.S. president to own a car and converted the White House stables into a garage.
Without looking it up, that sounds like a real Taft fact.
Yeah, we'll just choose to believe you.
Because in my mind, he was
you
on
had
that,
a hashtag and everything.
In my mind, if someone was like, when was Taft president? I couldn't give you a year. But I'd be like, somewhere around when cars started becoming a thing. Like, somewhere in that car period.
And Fungus Finder says, awesome, this gives us 10 minutes for Suika, right?
We can't.
No, 8 minutes.
I can't. I don't have my Switch up
We're
here.
journeying now. We're on a journey.
Listen.
You gotta let the journey happen.
If Suika Game, the official Suika Game, not the knockoffs, if Suika Game came to other platforms, I would buy it on every platform I own so that every stream could end with a cheeky little Suika. But until that happens,
I want
only
to
Switch
play
streams.
Suika.
It's really life-changing. Don't buy the I bought a knockoff for Switch because I wanted to see what the other Suikas were like, and it's dog shit. It is monstrous how they've massacred
Suika.
our sweet Suika child. But yeah, regular Suika, great.
Some rotted Suika.
It is absolutely, yeah. It is. Oh my god, how do you do that to Suika?
I should buy it on Switch. I just haven't used the Switch in a long time. I don't know why though.
It'd be worth it for the Suik.
I think the last time I picked it up was when I tried Tears of the Kingdom, and I wasn't getting into it for whatever reason. Loved Breath of the Wild. Played that multiple times, but I don't know.
Tears
of the Kingdom wasn't doing it for me for some reason right off the bat.
You just wanted to adventure. You didn't want to have to build. I get it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I wasn't prepared to be asked to think about things.
Please construct all these things
like that. I gotta be in the mood.
Yeah. No, I was worried because
I don't want to invent. I don't want to build. I don't want to construct. I just want to frolic and gather mushrooms and climb trees.
And so I was like really worried going into Tears of the Kingdom because I was like, I don't want to build shit in games. Like I don't want to build my own fun. I'm like, no, give me the fun and I will have it. But it eventually clicked with me, and I was just building robos up the wazoo, robos and weird little jet skis and stuff. It was great.
That's good. I remember you saying you liked it a whole lot, obviously.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine a Zelda game being bad.
Sure.
Like that's just not a possibility.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's just not for me or not going to be among my favorites, but I definitely do owe it another try at some point because I really didn't.
It is tough
spend
because
enough
you
time.
do need to like.
Oh, gobbling these nuts.
Fucking Jack. That one is Nick. So that is the. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, that was the. I believe that is the second win Ko-Fi.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, let's check.
Because that is Jack. And that is one, again, like any of these, I don't know why neither of these should have been on.
Simple Simon, and his message is the Calandra, comma, and I know exactly what you're referring to.
Is that the Oxford comma?
It's like the Oxford comma, but all the way wrong.
The absence of the Oxford comma?
No, it's like a comma where a comma has no business being.
The Yorkshire comma.
Is my interpretation.
The Harvard comma.
The Calandra comma, with a comma between Calandra and comma. Because a comma does not go there.
I'm finding I'm at between a rock and a hard place because I'm always on team criticize Nick. However, I'm also a card-carrying member of Words Are Jazz, which I know is like a spitting in the face of your literal job. But anytime I get anything wrong in like spelling or grammar, like words are jazz, words are fake, it doesn't matter. We can just make it up. Also, this was that shot I was talking about earlier. That just the Abzu literally clipped from the shot.
I just had that light bulb as well.
Yeah.
But
yeah, words are jazz.
You're not the first person to say that to me this week. The words are jazz thing.
Oh, no.
And like to a certain extent I agree.
Sure.
It depends on the context in which the words are being used.
Yeah.
That's all.
But also, if you just start like blaring into a trumpet, you can't be like, it's jazz! Because people can still be like, it sounds fucking terrible. So, jazz isn't a get out of jail free card.
I'm not going to discourage anyone from making fun of Nick's comma usage
Great.
because it's funny.
Yeah.
Brubrarian asks, what is the beloved Zelda game for you, Jess? It might be Wind Waker, honestly. I think Twilight Princess was like the first that I have a strong memory of liking.
Yeah.
I know that's not super high up on your personal list.
Not mine
Marty,
personally, but I know there's a whole division of Zelda fans who vehemently disagree with me.
Yeah, I really like Twilight Princess, mostly like the vibe, the setting.
Yeah.
I love Midna as a character.
I like that you can be a dog. That's always nice. Let me be a dog.
Yeah, that's
in more
fun.
games.
But just the most sheer joy experienced would probably have to go to Wind Waker.
And you know what the best thing about Wind Waker is? You could pick it up by the handle and take it wherever you want. If you were doing business and had to take a train trip somewhere, you could take your Wind Waker with you.
Yeah. Majora's Mask is great too. I never finished that one though.
Yeah, Majora's Mask is definitely the most stressful of the Zelda games because of the time limit. But once you kind of give yourself over to it, I think it is. It might be the most distinct of all the Zeldas, which is kind of ironic considering it was like them Nintendo being like, "Hey, we have all these assets from Ocarina of Time. How turn around a game in 18 months?" And fucking Titus, god damn it, we're so close to the end. What if we just say that that's a part of Journey? Is that during this cutscene, your traveler starts laughing when they learn the history of the planet?
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't think for 1 second anyone would believe that.
No, you don't. You don't think anyone? You don't think we could get a?
I don't think so. Even if I tried my best,
We can't pull a fast one over on people.
Mm-mm.
Keldon, stop laughing, you terrible underwater soccer ghost. It's incredible because if you haven't played Final Fantasy X, that sounds like the ravings of a lunatic. But if you have played Final Fantasy X, you're like, yeah, that's Titus. That's the main character. Spot on. Underwater soccer ghost.
Yeah, I was gonna ask and then thought better of it, but now I kind of want to
Main
ask
character,
again.
just an underwater soccer ghost. He's a star of a fictional sport called Blitzball, which is kind of like soccer or rugby, but it's played underwater. In like it'd be like if Abzu had soccer or rugby. And the ghost thing, I won't dig into the
and
ghost.
ghost?
Oh, here's another look. There's another player. Speaking of ghosts, that's an all-white player. That means they've gotten everything in the game. So they're like a high-level player.
Ooh.
You have to find everything in the game in order to get your white robes, which is a bad thing to say. That's like in normal society, white robes are bad. In Journey, white robes are great. I promise this is probably a nice person.
Why they had to go with white?
Why? I mean, in terms of like the holiness I get and the symbolism and everything.
Yeah, but
but you know what? Let's just pretend that this is just a very nice person. Look at, we're kind of like frolicking. What a nice end of the stream with a nice little frolic.
I'm sure they are a nice person.
Yeah.
They just well.
They're a nice person.
No need to say anything more about
they're a great person.
They're a nice.
They're here to. It's not their fault that other people co-opted the white robes. Jess, what do you got going on? We're at the end of the stream. What should folks check out?
You can find me at Pretty Grim Games on Twitter, Twitch, other places, but mostly those places. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have any specific updates for you, but you know, hopefully something soon. But that's always the answer.
When's your next stream? Do you have set streaming times?
I've been doing Saturday, 2 to 4 Eastern, and I've more or less stuck with that for the past couple of months. Great. So that's probably when that's going to be.
Excellent. Great. Yeah, and then in terms of Second Wind stuff, tune in tomorrow. You'll get a new Darren backdrop video in the morning on, speaking of the desert, on Dune. So that should be dropping around 11 a.m. And then on Wednesday, you'll have the new Fully Ramblematic that is on, I don't know what, maybe Skull and Bones. I'm going to be honest, I'm not 100% sure what it's on. A game. And then stream-wise, Frost and I will be back tomorrow at noon with some Final Fantasy VII. I might just do a little tourism thing of showing you guys my favorite spots in the new game. Kind of non-spoilery. Wednesday, Frost and Jamaida will be back at noon with a sponsored stream. We'll have more info on that soon. And then other streams throughout the. We don't have. I'm gonna be honest. We're thinking like 2 days ahead. We can't think that many days ahead. So, but yeah, Jess, thank you so much for joining me, or for allowing me to join you for Hidden Gems,
course.
for that hot Monday energy. Thank you to everyone in the audience on Twitch and on YouTube. Thank you, Titus, for having a big laugh.
Oh, God.
Thank you, the ghost of the underwater soccer star. We appreciate it. So for Jess, this was Marty. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful rest of your Mondays/Tuesdays, wherever you are. And we'll see you all soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.